It's possible to make gluten-free sourdough bread with gluten-free starter. I took gluten-free gastronomist recipe on YouTube and it has not failed me yet. You start by combining 380 grams of warm water and 20 grams of whole psyllium husk in a bowl. You're going to take 180 grams of starter and put that into your bowl next. This is a mousse-like consistency or more like a sand consistency depending on how you feed it. I sometimes do measure for measure flour and sometimes I just do brown rice flour. And in no particular order, I add the rest of the ingredients, which is 75 grams of egg whites, 10 grams of apple cider vinegar. I dump in the psyllium husk mixture that is a gel at this point. I added 8 grams of Himalayan pink salt, 10 grams of olive oil. I use 360 grams of Measure for Measure flour by King Arthur, but you can also make your own blend of flours. And lastly, 20 grams of organic cane sugar. Next, you're going to beat your dough with a mixer or a hand mixer for 5 minutes or so, and then you're going to let that sit for 30 minutes. It's going to start becoming more like a gel-like consistency, a little bit less sticky to the touch. After 30 minutes, you're going to lightly flour your surface and dump your dough out. In this step, you're going to knead your dough into a cohesive ball. You want to start just pressing on it with lightly floured hands until it becomes more like a round ball. And then what I do is flip it over and go ahead and do a candy cane motion to try to shape it into a cohesive ball that will then go into your banneton basket. I cover it and let it sit at room temperature for 4 to 5 hours, which is 76 Fahrenheit in my kitchen. It will have almost reached the top of the banneton basket at this point. You will go ahead and spray the top just for a little bit of added moisture that had evaporated during that proofing process. You'll dump it out on your parchment paper and you will score it like a normal loaf while your Dutch oven is preheating in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. I go ahead and transfer it to my Dutch oven that has been preheating and is really hot. I might put 1 or 2 ice cubes underneath the parchment paper. I bake at 450 degrees covered for 30 minutes, and then I go ahead and remove the cover, turn down the oven temp to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and bake for another 30 minutes or so until the internal temp of the loaf has reached 210 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is what it should look like after it's cooled for 2 to 4 hours.